Hi there. In the last chapter, we discussed about the petty cash, chapter 11. Okay. So petty means small, and then we have impress system or floating system, which means at the end of the month we have to uh, we need to have a certain amount, and we need to refill it back to where it originally was. And then we have this is the debit column, and then this is the credit column, and then this credit column is further classified into depending on how many accounts we are having, right? So this was the normal format, if you remember, and then we had the source documents. So now I'll be discussing the questions, but I won't be discussing all the question. I'll be discussing only the question 1, 3, 5. Okay, so if your question, you can check your question 1, 3 and 5. If they are not correct, you can correct your question 2, 4 and 6. Okay, so that's a way you can improvise perhaps. Okay, so if you see, this question is rather simple. They have already given you which account you are supposed to open. So currently I am on page 104, 104, okay, 104. And they have already mentioned you are supposed to open a postage account, stationery, travel, cleaning, general expense and purchase ledger in the question itself. Okay, so that shouldn't be a problem. I mean, in terms of categorizing where it should classify, where you are going to classify this item as. So the first one, they have given us the petty cash received check for 200. So we have a check for 200 here, and then we are going to spend it throughout the month. Here we have the voucher number. It's not very important, and I did not like go in detail of this one. This is just like invoice number, what we had in the purchase journal or sales journal. It's just the numbering on sequence on how we are, so we can refer it back, okay, how we are spending the money. Then we are paying for the postage, so we pay for the postage, okay, and then we classify it in which account it will be going on, because at the end of the month, at the end of the day, we have to total up everything, and once we total it up, all these amounts will be going into ledger. Okay, so I open the account for postage ledger, and I transfer this account into my ledger. Okay, and then we have office cleaning. So I have office cleaning 35, and then I will classify it under cleaning. Okay, and then I have travel expenses 1180. 1180 is here, and then I have decent. So this sounds like a name, right? So name is probably purchase ledger, because we already have a category and it's a name, so it's probably our trade payable. Then we have general expenses. We do have general expenses over here, so we will classify it under general expenses. Office cleaning, again office cleaning, and then travel expenses, stationery and cleaning material. Cleaning material are still classified under cleaning. Okay, so MCAR is a name or a company perhaps. Okay, so again it's a purchase ledger. So at the end of the month, we are going to total up everything. Now if you notice in the question, okay, in the question they are saying that prepare the petty cash book for October 2014, balance the petty cash and restore the impress on 1st November. So you are supposed to restore it. So this is your balance carried down, and this is your balance brought down. So what does restore mean is you are supposed to bring that balance back to 100. So how much you need to top up to make it 100 is 186.60. You don't have to calculate this amount, because this is the amount you have spent. So the amount you have spent will be the amount you are going to restore it to make it 200, or the original balance, if that makes sense to you. Or if you want to calculate by calculator also can. And then you are going to take this amount and transfer it to the specific ledger. So if I have postage, I have the total of 2452. I will take it and put it on in my ledger account of postage. Why it's on debit side? Because postage is an expense to me, stationery is an expense to me, travel is an expense to me, cleaning, general expenses, it all these are expenses, but this one are trade payables, but the amount is coming from petty cash, so we have to name it as petty cash. Okay, hope that's clear. So now you can pause this and try to do your question 2. Okay, now you can pause the video and try to do your question 2, and I hope your question 2 was pretty much right. Okay, I hope you may have made some mistake, but now you can try to do question 2, and then you can continue question 3. So moving on to the question 3. Question 3 is also kind of similar, and they have also given you these amounts. If you these accounts, if you notice, you have these postage, office expense, and cleaning account in the question itself. Okay, so the first question is petty cash book. This operates with a monthly interest of 200. Petty cash is used to make all the payments of less than $40. The petty cash book has the following analysis column. So they are telling you which columns you have, and less than 40. So the if there is any amount which is more than 40, you are not going to classify it here. Okay, so if you see in the question, if you have any amount more than 40, it's not here. So you are not going to put it here, it will directly go into ledger. Now, are you supposed to do it? No, because the question is not asking you to do it. Okay, what the question is asking us to do is we need to prepare the petty cash. Okay, and then we need to have two column cash book. And then the question starts with June 1st, and then we have the balance of we have petty cash in hand $19, and then it says cash book is 3880. So our cash book is going to have this balance. Okay, here. Okay, petty cash received the check to restore the impress system. So impress system, how do we know how much is it? It's already given in the question. If you read the part A, it's 200, so I need to add on 181 to make it 200. Okay, so this is how much I have received. And then the transaction goes on. We have bank cash sales. So cash sales will not go in petty cash book, it will go in my cash. Okay, so it's here. All right, and then we have paid office expenses. Oh, I skipped one. Did I? No, I did not. Okay, on 7th we have paid office expenses 8.82. So 8.82 will go here. So office expenses, I write here one time, and then I write further classify it in the account. Okay, and then we have paid for the vehicle fuel 32.30. So I have vehicle fuel here, and then I will further classify it into vehicle category because it's a vehicle fuel, so it's a vehicle expense, right? Makes sense. So next one is received a check from trade receivable Yhan, and the full settlement amount is 640 less 2.5% cash discount. So it's going to go in my this account. Okay, so I am receiving the check. So when I receive something, it's going to be on my debit side. I'm receiving something, I'm receiving the cash. Okay, and then you can calculate the 2.5% of it. And then next one is paid for the office expenses 1.28. So we have office expenses. Oh, it's 11.28. Okay, my bad, it's 11.28. Okay, in the book it says 1.28, so there is an error. Okay, so it's either the error or my side or the book. Okay, so later we will study on errors. We will rectify how we can correct the errors, but let's just go on with this one. Okay, paid the cleaner wages, and all these transactions are same. Either it's going to go in the petty cash book, and then or it's going to go in the cash book. At the end of the day, what you are supposed to do is you are supposed to total everything, all the individual accounts and the total column. So how much you have spent is the amount, how much you are going to restore it, but only if the question asks you to. So in this case, it's not asking you to restore at the end, it has already asked you in the beginning. So that's not the problem. Okay, so now you just need to have a balance carried down, total up both sides. 200 and 200 are equal, and then you're going to have a balance brought down the next month. And the cash book, you're going to have these transactions. You need to calculate the discount received, which is on the credit side, and then there is no balance carried down for discount received and no balance carried down for discount allowed. You just need to total these accounts and that's all. Okay, the balance carry down is only for the bank column. If there was a cash column you would have, but there is no cash column in this case. Okay, it's not necessary for you to write a bank column, okay, unless it's a 2-column cash book. It's not necessary. So if you have not written it, that's completely fine. So your balance carry down in this case is 2145. I hope you got it right. So you can pause the video, try the next question, and then we'll move on to the next question. So question 5 is asking you to prepare the income statement. Okay, so income statement, you are supposed to calculate the profit for the year. So your profit for the year should be this one. Let me make it a bit small. Okay, so your revenue is this, return sales this one, purchase, and you minus purchase return, and then this is the cost of goods sold. So you take the sales minus cost of goods sold, you will get the gross profit. Okay, and then we have discount received. So discount received is an income, so that's why we have it after gross profit. So we have gross profit, then other income, we add, we plus, right, and then we minus the other expenses. We have these expenses, we have all these expenses, and then we get to the total of 54,236. Once you minus it, you will get 27,824 of profit. Okay, and then we have financial position. They are also asking us to prepare the financial position. So this is rather concise statement of financial position or balance sheet. So we have our non-current asset, there is only one, trade receivable and petty cash are two. Okay, why petty cash is an asset? Because it's a cash. Okay, so the balance in the petty cash is an asset. Okay, so we get to the total of this one. We have the capital here, we have trade payable and bank overdraft. All right, so I hope you got it right. If you have not, then you can rectify your errors and then also try out the other questions.